teachers think that it is very, very difficult to stop bullying. It isn't.
All teachers have to have a total 100% awareness of bullying being a problem.
I know what to do. There is someone that has made this program for us, and it works. It really works, and that's what I like about it.
Norway has had a pioneering role in tackling bullying. Recent initiatives have cut bullying in some schools by 50%. Why has this mountainous country of just 4.6 million made anti-bullying such a high priority? And how do they tackle bullying in school?
God morgen, vær så god, sitt ned. Vær så god, sitt ned.
In Elin's grade 2 class, pupils are reporting more bullying. Getting them to tell has been a priority.
When we started this program, we had to start with saying it's allowed to tell. You have to tell if you see something. You have to tell if you experience something bad, because we can't see it all. Unfortunately, we can't. We don't have eyes in our neck with teachers. And after we started the program, we also told the same to the parents, of course. The parents called, because parents see and hear things we don't see and hear. Other children came to us and said, you know something, he has been bullying for days. You have to help. So it was okay to tell. Bisle kan jeg skrive. Har dere noen gang opplevd å gå til en voksen og si at noen har gjort noe stygt med dere? Si at det var noen som sa at du var dumme. Så går du til en voksen og sier du, Elin, vet du hva det er noen som har sagt deg er dumme? Og så sier de som har sagt at du er dumme, så sier de sånn, Bisletut, går inn og ut. Har dere opplevd det noen gang? Noen kaller dere Bisletut?
Jeg går ned og spiller. Det tar meg vekk. Siden han ville på å spille, det tar meg vekk, så gikk jeg opp og bisla.
Så gikk du opp og bisla?
Så sa han at jeg var Bisletut.
Ja. Bisla, er det et veldig sånn kjekt ord? Nei. Er det et litt sånn dumt ord? Ja. Veldig enkelt spørsmål. Denne vesten her som vi voksne går med. Når dere opplever noe, ser at noen blir erta eller mobba, eller dere selv blir erta eller mobba, hva skal dere gjøre da? Opp med en hånd. Opp med en hånd. Jonas! Gå til en zerovakt.
Med gul vest.
Med gul vest. Eller en annen voksen. Sant? Lover dere meg det? Ja! Er det bisling å gå til en voksen? Nei!
The main reasons for bullying is that there are opportunities. That means little control. And that there are rewards also. And that means to see a victim being afraid, to have applause from the audience and so on. And it is the teachers that is in the absolutely best position to reduce both the opportunities and the rewards. The pupils should know that the teachers do not accept it, that the teacher monitor the pupils in a good way. To take away the rewards is more difficult. It is difficult to take away the rewards that the victim is hurt, for example. But it is possible to take away the applause from the audience, and that is also very, very important. It is not good if the pupils are allowed to do something in front of one teacher and there is another standard for another teacher. Someone has said that it takes a village to raise a child, and this is really, really true at the school also.
Schools which have successfully reduced bullying, like Tia Lyken's school in Oslo, are open about the problem and regularly survey students about it. When the school first introduced an anti-bullying programme similar to Zero, a pupil survey revealed 40% of students were being bullied.
When I first came here, it was a really tough environment, and it was difficult to keep the focus on teaching, because the focus was always on the behavior and the class behavior and also the bullying part. It was difficult to know what to do, because we didn't have a system that took care of those things, so you were left alone with that job.
6 years later, only 8% say they're being bullied, down from 40%.
Yeah, first of all, you have the time to talk together, the teachers, so then you get the feeling of not being alone. And those class meetings, you give both the children and yourself a moment in a hectic day to talk about the serious problems.
Men nå det dere som store. Dere noe annerledes da? Har dere lært noe av det?
Før så husket jeg at alle sladret hele tiden, bare fordi for eksempel noen ødela en gang eller tok banen fra en, så begynte de andre å sladre, og så maste de på deg og sånt. Men nå så sier de bare ifra hvis det noe alvorlig.
Synes dere det vanskelig å si ifra til en lærer da, hvis dere ser mobbing, eller hvis dere ser noe I skolegården? Tror dere det like vanskelig for de yngste da, eller like lett?
Så sier de eldre at vi banker deg hvis du sier det til læreren.
Det fortsatt noen som gjør det?
Ja.
Det ting som dere mener at vi må jobbe med? Ja. Hva kan vi gjøre da? Vi voksne?
At det flere voksne ute.
Flere voksne ute, ja.
When you start with them, you won't get everyone to say something. So you have to work on that and maybe ask them easy questions so that the first things they say in these meetings are yes or no. And if you have a good environment in that meeting, it's easier for them to talk to you afterwards.
Tainer School has students from 6 to 16. The same approach to anti-bullying is used with all age groups.
Most of them thought that bullying was beating someone up. And so when I asked, is there bullying that happens in 9th grade? No, everyone said. But then we started talking about the verbal bullying and indirect bullying, turning your back when somebody comes, and the things that typical teenagers tend to do. Did you know that if you do that over time, it's bullying? And they didn't know that. So now they do know that. And I think, if nothing else, they're more aware of what they do.
Anti-bullying is seen as part of general education and is integrated into the weekly curriculum.
We spent a unit where they wrote down compliments. It was part of their grade to give compliments. And it seems like most of them put forth that effort, and they came in so proud. Something that meant something, not just, oh, I like your hair. Something that really meant something to that person. And then they wrote a lot about how does that feel when you give a compliment. Even if you don't like that person, oh, it makes me feel good, actually. And okay, well, if you give a compliment to so-and-so amount of people, and then they give a compliment, you've seen the movie, Pass It On. That same sort of idea. So you, as one person, can affect the day that hundreds of people are going to have. So do we talk directly about bullying all the time? No. But reminding them how you can affect a lot of people's lives. And even we discuss the extreme things that can happen. You know, you can say that one mean thing to that person every day, and they can commit suicide. Because everyone is negative to that person when they come to school. And I think then they realized.
I'm thinking more of what I'm saying about everyone. Every time I want to say something about someone, I think that maybe it's not the best thing to do.
No.
When we were younger, then we didn't think right, I think, but
didn't think about what was right and wrong.
Yeah, the consequences.
We start to see that it was bad to bully, and why we bully them when we can be friends.
Why do people bully? I don't understand the reason. I think they're just unsure about themselves.
They bully to get power.
Attention.
Be powerful and
attention.
Belonging.
Be the leader in the gang.
Girls in Year 8 get together to talk if any student is having problems.
At av og til så var det blikk, og du gikk litt alene I skolegården, når du egentlig, mens mange andre gikk I grupper og sånn som det.
Jeg har ikke følt meg utestengt I det siste, men alle har vel følt seg utestengt en eller annen gang.
Josephine is the class representative who arranges the meetings.
If there are any problems in the class, or if we feel something's a bit wrong, then we just go into a group and then we talk about it, and then they'll say if they feel something is wrong, and then we'll just sort of try and fix it by ourselves.
And sometimes if it's a really big problem, there'll be teachers there as well.
Snart så følte jeg meg litt ut for at jeg ikke helt passet inn. Jeg ikke kjente alle like godt, og at det var liksom at alle var så gode venner med alle, men så kom jeg liksom der og var ny, så jeg liksom måtte trenge meg på.
It's good to talk about the problems because they're sort of out in the open, and yeah, so I feel much better after the girl meetings because then we've talked about stuff that we've been irritated about or something like that.
Josephine's father Martin is English. He's lived in Norway for 20 years. He's put 3 children through the education system.
It seems to me that they spend a lot more time on interpersonal relationships between children and establishing networks at a child level, so that children... there's more accent on the social aspect of schooling.
Parental involvement is very important, and all parents are expected to take an active role.
If there's a pupil who is being left out and the parents take it up with the school, then we're all called in as a group of parents to discuss and see what we can do. It's not always easy as a parent because obviously you're occupied with your own child, not necessarily with the whole group, but obviously you do what you can.
Friday Assembly is a major feature of the school week. Everyone attends, including some parents, and everyone gets a turn at performing.
It is first of all about the gathering, all school together, doing things together. It's very important that everybody can know that they are good at something and they get the same kind of applause, no matter what it is. The children applaud, the parents, the teachers, and they feel good. Nobody leaves Taino School without having experience from stage, speaking in a microphone and having positive comments from their fellow pupils. That is very important zero work. It is about being included.
We learn to talk out and sing in front of the whole school, and that gives people good confidence to stand out and be themselves.
And that the teachers teach the pupils not to laugh when somebody sings wrong, or not to talk when they're reading a poem, like, oh, that's so dorky and so.
And everybody's clapping afterwards, so.
Yeah, and you feel really good about yourself.
Yes.
Go out, be visible, be with the children. Involvement, be with them. Not at a distance, not guarding, but be with them and build a relation to each one.
It affects the way I think, actually. And I hope it made me a better teacher. I really hope.
The main resource a country has is not its natural minerals or its fisheries or anything. It is the population and the children growing up, because they will be the ones who carry this society on in the future. We need to give them best possible life when they're kids in order to make them best possible adults when they grow up.